We're still getting used to teams like Oregon, USC, and UCLA being in the Big Ten. The Big Ten announced today it saw its revenue soar to $928 million, with projections to exceed $1 billion during the current 2025 fiscal year. That is according to the 2024 tax statement that they released and The Athletic. But the Big Ten cleaning up the money and continuing to grow. This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management program. Accelerate your career in sports with the program committed to developing top-notch executives and managers with a focus on the job placement for students and graduates. The FAU MBA in Sport Management program.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a good karma brands radio station.
Evan Cohen and all the other Heat fans that was talking crap, calling me names, trying to try my fandom, where are you now? I want to hear from you because last night's results show you were outright wrong.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. I just want that beat to ride a little bit. I want you to feel the energy of that beat. That's by the big homie, Dolo. I want you to feel that beat because it has the passion, the energy, and also the aura that I'm coming into this show with. It is a Tuesday. It is May 13th. It is your boy, Theo Dorsey. Love me the Miami Heat. Love Heat culture. Heat lifer here. Huge Heat fan. Absolutely ticked off with what I saw last night. Not because of anything that happened in the NBA playoffs. First and foremost, I do want to say prayers up for Jason Tatum. We are still waiting on official word for what that injury was, but it did look bad, and there are a lot of assumptions. It was an Achilles. At the very least, we know as the Knicks stand up in that series 3-1, Tatum's not coming back this year. The question is he even going to be serviceable or ready for next year? If it's an Achilles, the answer is likely no until deep in the season. So prayers up. This is why we can't be calling our shots about dynasties following one championship. Takes a lot of injury luck, takes a lot of matchup luck as well. Just, again, as one of the biggest Celtics haters and Tatum detractors, I'm keeping a G there. Never want to see an injury like that. Also what happened last night before all of the madness in the NBA playoffs was the NBA draft lottery. And if you're streaming us on YouTube at ESPN West Palm on the tube, and you see my guy C-Cat on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos, first and foremost, I'm sorry, Cat. I got up in my feelings, and I forgot to shout you, man. Were you about to – at what point were you going to let me know that I hadn't introduced you yet?
Never.
Never?
Never.
Wow. probably the latest into the show that I've done that. So I apologize in advance. My blood is a little boily right now. It's a little hot.
That's okay.
You'll see the deputy commissioner, Mark Tatum, holding up the sign that says the logo of the Dallas Mavericks.
So that's who that guy is?
Yes.
I was watching the draft in my car, and I didn't know who this dude was who was flipping cards as if he's a dealer on a blackjack table. He must be important somehow.
Yes, that is the role of the deputy commissioner. In fact, that was what Adam Silver used to be back when Stern was commissioner of the league. He would be the one.
Why are we delegating that? You get all the screen time.
I don't know. Maybe that's why. Maybe because they want you to be familiarized with the guy who was like commissioner, like VP, pretty much. He's like the VP to our guy Adam Silver.
Big night for him.
Big night for Deputy Commissioner Mark Tatum. But huge night, colossal night, generational, if you will, night for the Dallas Mavericks, who did get the number 1 overall pick in the draft lottery. Everybody's talking about it. Cooper Flag to the Mavs. The same year that Nico Harrison put his job on the line by trading Luka Doncic away and professing that defense wins championships, and Luka's effort and his health were of great concerns to the Mavericks to be able to compete for titles with him. Well, Nico Harrison can look at the results of today and unequivocally say, as everybody was talking all that smack, and this happened, February 5th, middle of the night, everybody had their hot takes coming out the next day. I was one of the lone soldiers out there that said, hey, everybody, give it some time. Wait a minute. There's still a chance that the Dallas Mavericks can win this trade. And after the Mavericks jumped, again, 4th longest odds to ever get the number 1 pick since the NBA draft lottery started in 85. Also, they had a 1.8% chance to do so. They leaped 10 spots. 10 spots is the greatest leap we've seen a team do since the NBA flattened the odds in 2019. The Mavericks got the number 1 pick, and it happened directly because of the Luka Doncic trade. So, to all you haters out there, and to all of the Mavs fans out there who wanted to fire Nico Harrison, who thinks he is Satan himself, calling him out of his name, chanting and rooting for other teams because you despise what he did, it's safe to say the Mavericks won the trade. The Mavericks won the trade. Congratulations, Dallas. You were one of the most maligned, one of the most, so everybody had so much sympathy for Mavs fans, for the Dallas area sports fans, because you gotta wait around and see what the hell the Cowboys do, which is you already know is going to disappoint you, and you lost your golden boy, the guy who could do no wrong in Luka Doncic. But as we stand here today on May 13th, the Dallas Mavericks won the Luka trade because not only did you get back Anthony Davis and a couple of pieces that could be good. People forget Christie, who can be pretty solid, and you pair him with a roster that is defensive oriented. You just got the number 1 overall pick, which means you get Cooper Flag. And I keep hearing people throw the generational tag out there, CCAT, later on in today's show. I want to discuss with you the difference between generational and once in a generation, because we can't keep just throwing around that term generational for every single person that is the unequivocal number 1 overall pick. Is Cooper Flag, I don't know how much you've watched of him, but don't you feel like we hear generational just much too often in sports these days?
That's true. That is almost every other year in every league, you kind of get a generational tag.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, how many generations is it? Like, what? There's Generation Y, there's X, there's the Boomers, the Z. I think we're running out of generations, and there's like 20 generational stars.
You could split hairs. Like, he's a generational talent at this position.
No.
Generational talent at that university.
I think in the NFL, you can do that more, and maybe in the NBA, you can do it. You can say this is a generational guard prospect or something like that. But to sit here and tell me that Cooper Flag is generational in the same way that you told me that Ben Simmons was generational, Zion Williamson was generational, Anthony Davis was generational. Like, the only truly once in a generation star we've had in my lifetime that was drafted in my lifetime is LeBron James. He's the once in a generational talent that we have. And that's why I say there's got to be a line of delineation. Generational, to me, that means you mean something to this generation in a way that other athletes don't. You are going to carry a generation of fans. There is going to be a team, which the generation of fans that root for this team is going to be impacted directly in a great way by your play, by your presence. So generational, I think we can open up and say, hey, Luka Doncic could be generational. The way that he has pull and magnetic energy and also the play that he has on the court. Dwayne Wade, for Heat fans, that's a generational star. That's a guy that defined what Heat culture was for a generation, brought 3 championships to the city, and just ultimately is like unequivocally what the Heat stand for and what Heat fans root for and love and pine for. That's what we want next. Cooper Flagg's not a once-in-a-generation talent, but he could be generational for whatever team he goes to, I guess.
Yeah, so should we just stop using that word before their pro career happens and start using generational after the fact and assessing it in hindsight?
That's what I think. So here's what I think that we should be actually doing. Generational is a tag that we should give to you once your legacy is written, or at least once we have enough data points to where we know where this thing is going, right? Like generational works in that way, whereas once in a generation, I'm okay with you using that for a prospect. Because once in a generation, Victor Wembanyama, that's once in a generation.
Sure, no one's going to have that frame with that skill set coming from overseas.
We ain't never seen it before. You know, like I think back to like maybe Ralph Sampson was a guy that kind of fit that mold back in the day as a big man, like Bobo.
Yeah, Taco Fall.
Victor Wembanyama is once in a generation. LeBron James is once in a generation. Michael Jordan was once in a generation. Magic Johnson was once in a generation. Like those are the guys that can carry those kind of tags, whereas there are generational players who mean something to a generation of fans. So that's a delineation we'll get into later. I'm sorry I got off topic. What I want to get back to is what happened last night in the NBA draft lottery. The Mavericks got the number 1 overall pick, and everybody's like, well, what the hell does this have to do with the Miami Heat, Theo? Why are you complaining? Why are you bickering? Why are you over here calling out the Heat fans that looked at you in your face and said, your theory is wrong, theoretically speaking? And you calling out my theory? Okay. They looked me in my face and said, I am a fake Heat fan. I don't want what's best for this franchise, but they do. There's a reason why there was a Martin Luther King and there was a Malcolm X. Sometimes you want the same end goal, but you have different ways of getting to it. Here's the issue, C-Cat. The Heat, had they lost in the play-in, like I told Heat fans they should do, like I said on these airways for the second straight year and I got ridiculed for, had they lost in the play-in and missed this postseason, not only would they have avoided the literal worst sweep in the history of the NBA. Literally, it was the worst performance we've ever seen a playoff team have. The point differential was like 122. The closeout game, they beat us by like 50 points at our court. That was embarrassing what the Cavs did to us, and look at them now, down 3-1 to the freaking Pacers. Not only would they avoid that generational embarrassment, but the Miami Heat would have had the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. This offseason, we could have been saying Cooper Flagg is the heir apparent, the next person to carry that throne for Heat culture. He is the new star that is going to be down there at Biscayne Bay being coached up by Eric Spoelstra, a guy who we got to know over the Summer Olympics as we saw Cooper Flagg competing against Team USA and holding his own. He was ours. That pick was ours. The Heat would have had the 11th longest odds. Or excuse me, the 11th shortest odds in the NBA at the number 1 pick. The Heat would have had a 1.8% chance at landing the first overall pick. And unless you believe the NBA draft lottery is rigged and they were going to give it to the Mavericks no matter what happened, if you believe in the sanctity of the National Basketball Association, then we can both agree that sign that Mark Tatum was holding up last night, Deputy Commissioner of the NBA, that said Dallas Mavericks would have said Miami Heat because that was the exact position they were in. Now, C-Cat, grading both things. I said one thing earlier. I said that the Mavericks won the trade now that they do have Cooper Flagg. And I'm also saying that the Heat made the wrong decision. And they would have been the team that got Cooper Flagg had they lost in the play-in like they kept doing during the same team they beat in the play-in, the Bulls. They were 1-3 against them in the regular season. Wasn't like I was asking for an anomaly. You sucked against them all year long. Why did you wake up and win when it hurt you the most? If the Heat would have lost, they would have Cooper Flagg. Am I right in both of these takes that the Mavericks win the trade and the Heat lost their strategic way of ending the season?
Okay, it's tough because you're saying two things.
All right, pick the first one. Start with the Mavericks. Did the Mavericks win the trade now?
the Mavericks got lucky and are in a better spot today
Did the Mavericks
than
win the
they
trade?
were on February 1st.
Did the Mavericks win the trade, though?
Against the Lakers or against Luka Doncic?
Against the Lakers.
No.
Why not?
Because it's not like Cooper Flagg would be a Los Angeles Laker.
What do you mean?
Like, would Cooper...
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. You're saying that, Well, here's the thing. To be honest with you, Luka going to the Lakers is what pulled them out of potential play-in territory into the 3 seed, and that's what got them into the playoffs. And by the way, 4-1 loss to the Wolves in 5. Didn't work out so well this year. We'll see what it looks like in the future. But again, that's a TBD on what Luka in a Lakers uniform is actually going to mean to that franchise. If he don't get his act right defensively, if he doesn't get in shape as he continues to get older, like it is much less promising to me as I look at 3 guys that are going to be on the move this offseason that I think are going to shift things. You look at number 1, Luka Doncic, who went to the Lakers. You look at Cooper Flagg, and you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo. I have much more faith in the work ethic. I have much more faith in the proof of concept of Flagg and Giannis than I do of Luka Doncic getting his act right, getting his work ethic together, and being able to pull out a championship. The West is getting strong as hell. Luka can't be lethargic no more. Lethargic Luka ain't gonna work out. We saw what happened when lethargic Luka showed up this opening round, and they lost to a Minnesota Timberwolves team whose star is younger than him. He may never win a championship in LA.
Yeah, but he's a proven commodity. He's a proven top 5 player in the NBA, which we can all agree you almost, unless all the stars align, kind of need someone of that caliber to win a championship.
Mavericks they believe they just got one.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not proven commodity. That's a proven college commodity.
All the experts are telling me this guy's a generational prospect. We saw him hold his own in Paris when he played against the current day NBA talent. He is 6'10". He doesn't have any flaws in his game. It's not like he's super duper elite at one singular thing. Defense will probably be the calling card, like rim protection. Weak side defender, he is, I would say, borderline elite at that. Outside of that, the guy has little to no flaws in his game, and he's 6'10", and it feels like he has a legendary work ethic. And oh, by the way, he's 18 years old. Luka's 26. I believe Luka and Cooper Flagg. I would rather have Cooper Flagg right now today than have Luka Doncic. And the Lakers probably would tell you the same.
Really?
And the Lakers behind closed, JJ Redick, Duke alum, JJ Redick, hard worker, gym rat, like maniacal worker. JJ Redick would rather be coaching Cooper Flagg today, I guarantee you.
But sure, that's fantastic. But again, Cooper Flagg would not have been a Los Angeles Laker if that trade happened.
Could have. Lakers could have fell in the playoffs, and they could have fell into the play-in. Anthony Davis got hurt. The reason why the Mavericks didn't work out was because Kyrie got hurt, AD got hurt and came back late. They fell into the play-in, and they lost their way out of it. You don't think the Lakers had a good shot of losing in the play? We're drawing a lot of parallels, but what I do know is, C-Cat, and you can't argue against this. It's going to be very hard for you to do so. The Mavericks don't get the number 1 overall pick if they kept Luka Doncic on their roster.
Right.
They would have been in the playoffs.
Sure.
And they would have lost in the first round, just like what we saw happen to Luka against the Timberwolves. They would be in a worse spot today.
Sure, I'm not going to tell you the Mavericks won the trade, but I can tell you the Mavericks are better off because they made that trade.
Nico Harrison's job got saved last night, and I think he had some foresight. I'm not saying the lottery's rigged. I believe in the sanctity of the NBA.
Wait, really?
A lot of conspiracy theorists out there are. And I will say, if you do, and we'll have this conversation as well. We'll have this conversation as well. Because I ran off those numbers to you, C-Cat. The Mavericks had a 1.8% chance last night. I don't think people give enough gravity to how incredibly small that is. 1.8% chance. Let's just put you in this vibe right here. Let's put you in the theory. You know what? It's Tuesday. I'm feeling a little theoretical. Might throw out a little sports theory to you. Let's start with this. The Dallas Mavericks had a 1.8% chance to get the number 1 overall pick. C-Cat, that means the inverse of that is they had a 98.2% chance to not get the number 1 overall pick. 98.2. If you walked into your doctor's office needing a surgery, and this is something you absolutely need, like maybe it's What's one of those dire surgeries? Maybe you have some real bad sickness, need some kind of tumor removed or something.
How about a pacemaker?
Need a pacemaker on the heart. Little heart issue, and the doctor says, "Hey, we've been doing this for years. A lot of studies out on it. I'm an expert at it. I'm real surgical with it, Kat. Real surgical with it." Let me tell you something. You got a 98.2% chance of surviving this surgery, and it'll make you better for it. How are you feeling after that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Sign me up. Shoot me to the top of the list.
Not even thinking twice. That is a better chance than a Steph Curry free throw. It's probably a better chance than anybody's free throw in the history of the league. That is impeccable odds. The Mavericks had a 98.2% chance of not getting that pick last night, and they got it. And what's crazy about that is that's not even the longest odds we've seen. In fact, it's not the second longest odds. It's not the third long. It's the fourth longest odds in the history of the NBA's draft lottery, which, oh, by the way, only started in 85. So you're telling me something with less than 2% odds happened 4 times already since 85? All I'm going to say is that don't add all the way up. The way that you hear the confidence in which Nico Harrison spoke about specifically defense wins championships. What is the greatest difference between Cooper Flagg and Luka Doncic? It's the defensive acumen. It is the ability for Cooper Flagg to be able to switch on to anybody, to be a great weak side protector, to be a great one-on-one defender. He has elite work ethic. That's another thing that the Mavericks and Nico Harrison were criticizing Luka for in his time in Dallas. So something that has happened 4 times since 85, that's incredible. That's a crazy statistic. You have a better chance of flipping heads 6 times in a row with a quarter than that happening. The Mavericks getting the number 1 overall pick, and that has happened 4 times since 85. Also, C-Cat, Nico Harrison did not get reprimanded by the Dallas Mavericks at all. Everybody stood tall. New ownership group just bought in on the Mavericks. Everybody was cool with him making this trade. He made the trade in the middle of the night to the Los Angeles Lakers of all teams. The one team and franchise that we know the league wants to have stars. Everybody and their mama knew that Anthony Davis was not the actual heir apparent to LeBron James. It was not going to happen anymore. Something had to shake. And what happens? Not only does Nico Harrison do the unthinkable and trade Luka to the Lakers, he didn't even shop him around. He just went straight to Rob Pelinka, his buddy, and sent Luka packing. All I'm going to say is, if you believe in conspiracy theories, I understand why you would think something's a little fuzzy. In 03, LeBron James already admitted to it in the LeBronversation.
So you think that we're still talking theoretical?
Yes, it's theoretical. This is all, again, guys, this is just caution. This is not reporting. This is all theories right here. It's theoretically speaking. We're just throwing stuff out there.
You're telling me, and in early February, before this trade was made, we all still knew it would be the Cooper Flagg draft.
Yes.
Before March Madness, before any conference tournaments, it was the Flagg draft, maybe going back even past a year.
Come on.
You're a Dallas Mavericks GM. You, Theo Dorsey, are saying you go to LA and say, give me the number 1 overall pick for next year. Not the number 1 Lakers, not the first round Lakers pick.
No.
Somehow, some way, on the black market, you're going to get me the number 1 overall pick for the Cooper Flagg draft. You're also going to give me Anthony Davis. But you got to give up Luka Doncic. In hindsight, that's a trade you're making.
I'm taking it because they got more players in that trade as well. Max Christie, who is going to be not just a rotate, he might be a starter for the Mavericks going forward. They got more draft. I got some draft capital as well with that pick. I'd have to go back and dig it all up, all the particulars on it. But what I do know is, if you're Nico Harrison, if you're Jason Kidd, if you're the new ownership of the Mavericks, and you know what you have in Luka, you saw how the finals ended last year. You see what's coming up in the West. You see Victor Wembanyama. You see all of the great talent that works their tails off. And you go looking at, you're looking online. You're watching Cooper Flagg highlights on Twitter, and then you peek over in the practice facility, and you see Luka like sitting down with his back against the wall, eating a bag of chips with a beer next to him. Like, holy crap, this dude never learns. And then Nico got his phone. He called up, not Stern, my bad. He called up Silver, Stern's heir. Yo. I can't do it no more. I can't have Luka no more. What can we do? Make a deal with me, dog. Give me something.
It is better for the NBA to get the 2024 scoring champion in LA with LeBron while he's still there.
Silver's like, hey, I can make something shake for you, but you got to make something shake for me. Nobody cares about the Lakers. Nobody thinks LeBron has a shot. Not enough money. Not enough people are betting on the Lakers right now. They know it's over and done.
But what does
you gonna move Luka? If I'm gonna give you Cooper Flag, you gotta put Luka in LA. That's all I'm saying. That's the theory. Again, people, when you hear this music, when you hear the Severance theme song, we're just throwing theories out there. We're not saying this is true. We'd probably get a big fine from Adam Silver if we did.
Man, imagine getting an NBA fine, like an everyday citizen. like you get an envelope in the mail and it's like unfair criticism of the refs. Like, what are you talking about?
What are you doing?
I don't work for you.
Yeah.
I would still pay it. I'd be like, okay, honestly, I don't want to get on your bad side.
I would hate to be on the bad side of the NBA. Look at what they did to Luka.
Like, you cut off someone in traffic.
Yeah.
It's like you're a running back who lowered his helmet from the NFL now. You're getting different fines from different organizations.
Do you think Adam Silver has the power to move me to ESPN Cleveland? He's like, forget the palm trees, brother.
Yeah, you were a little too harsh on ESPN Cleveland like 4 months ago.
Yeah, I would get beat up over there. If I get sent to ESPN Cleveland, I don't think I would last a week. I would say too many poor things about the great city of Cleveland, and I already have. So ESPN Cleveland, if you're listening, GKB teammates, my brothers, if Silver orchestrates a move to get me shipped off like he did with Luka, be kind. What are your first thoughts after watching the draft lottery? My first thoughts off this is, number one, the Heat got screwed. They should have had Cooper Flag, but they screwed it up themselves. But also, Nico Harrison and the Mavericks won the trade. How do you feel about what shook down in the draft lottery? Cooper Flag, the number 1 pick, going to the Mavericks. I ain't even talking about the number 2 pick going to the Spurs. That might be even bigger. I think that's the Giannis trade piece. That's a conversation for another day. Hit us up, though, on the Baptist Health Hotline. Join the show. We already got some great chatter in the YouTube chat at ESPN West Palm. Vontae talking about how Cooper is going to be better than Luka is now in 7 years.
7
Jalen
years.
Gilkey, my boy in the chat, says Cooper Flag over Luka right now. I would rather have Luka right now, or excuse me, I would rather have Cooper Flag today than Luka, though. I would.
But in 7 years, Kyrie Irving is going to be overseas.
You're going to have more. You're going to build around Cooper Flag. You building around Luka, like the time is now, and they realized it's going to be hard because we cannot whip this dude into shape. Let us know what your thoughts are, though. Your initial thoughts off the draft lottery. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County, right on through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. 888-760-3776. The time is now. Tap in on Theoretically Speaking. I want to hear from my good people. What say you of the draft lottery results? Do you think it was rigged? Do you think the Mavs won it? Do you think the Heat are looking themselves in the mirror like we are some fools? I will tell you this, C-Cat, and we got Mike Tannenbaum, former general manager of the Jets, VP of football operations of the Miami Dolphins. We got him coming in on the other side. I'll tell you this. Another headline people are not talking about enough. Though the Heat missed out on Flag, they are the biggest winners when it comes to the Giannis sweepstakes outside of the Spurs, based on the results from last night. I heard Brian Windhorst on Get Up talking about how Giannis has a lot of say in where he's going to go this offseason. Why would Giannis leave the Bucks? And again, I think the Spurs are a great option. They have the number 2 pick. That would be very, very enticing for the Bucks to package that with some other things. The Bucks are going to be all in on that if they can get that deal done. Why would Giannis go to the West right now when the East is wide ass open? The East is wide ass open. Look around. We got the Pacers and the Knicks getting ready to square off to go to the NBA Finals. Both of those teams can be had. This is going to be one of the weakest Eastern Conference Finals we've seen in like a decade plus. I believe the Miami Heat, if you're Giannis, you're like, okay, I could go to the East. I could go to a team like the Heat and get built around and compete in the East and have a reign like LeBron did in the 2010s. Or I can go to the West and have to go up against the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are young, the Timberwolves, who are young and strong, Luka and LeBron with the Lakers. Who am I missing? The Grizzlies still got Ja at this point, and they were just a 2 seed like 3 years ago. And that's a deep cut. I'm missing some ones off the top. The Nuggets have Nikola Jokic, MVP year after year after year. Jamal Murray. They have a good shot at still making a title run this year. The Western Conference is loaded. The Spurs have De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, the Rookie of the Year, plus whatever they get with this number 2 overall pick. If Giannis goes to the Spurs, yes, that's scary. But if Giannis goes to the Heat, I think he can punch his ticket to the finals year after year after year in his prime. Whereas in the West, there's going to be a lot of really good teams that get bounced in the first round, that get pushed into the play-in. West is deep right now.
Yeah, I kind of watched last night's draft, and I felt bad for the Hawks, thinking they were there the first pick last year. I forgot who it was. I looked him up. His name's Zachary, and it's not spelled Zachary.
Like the French dude.
Yeah, he's 140th top scorer in the NBA, Zachary.
It's tough, bro.
You just so happened to win the lottery on the wrong
1 year off. And they jumped a lot of teams to win it that year, too. They was like a 10th or 11th pick, kind of like the Mavs.
In every other lottery, you don't care when you win it. But in the NBA lottery, it matters when you win the lottery.
Oh, that was a great bar right there. It does. Because I think this is the most consequential NBA lottery, or excuse me, NBA draft and NBA draft lottery since 2003. This is the most consequential NBA draft lottery since 2003. Because what comes out of it is who gets Cooper Flagg and who gets Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the depth of this draft has been profoundly talked about by scouts throughout the league. This thing could be like 20 players deep. The most consequential NBA draft lottery since 2003, and it all centers around the fact that the Mavericks jumped, and they got number 1, and they have redeemed themselves from the Luka trade. Mike T on the other side, theoretically speaking, on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Are you ready for a global summer showdown? Saturday, June 14th at Hard Rock Stadium. Football legends collide at the opening match of the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. Al Ahly versus Inter Miami. Messi, Jordi Alba, and Inter Miami take on Jamal Mashour and Mohamed El Shenawi of the Egyptian powerhouse Al Ahly. Don't miss your chance to be part of history. Saturday, June 14th at Hard Rock Stadium. Grab your tickets now at FIFA.com/tickets.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
It is May. May 3rd. Oh, we're getting kind of close, man. May is just zapping away, but the month of May means Burger Mania. You get it? Like Burger Mania, but the month of May.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening at Duffy Sports Grill right now. And they've got some new items for you to check out all the way through the end of the month of May. How about the Boss Hog? The Boss Hog. Half-pound beef patty topped with slow-cooked pork shoulder, some Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce, aged sharp cheddar cheese, crispy onions. Love either grilled or crispy onions on a good burger. That's the Boss Hog. But then we go down a little bit on the menu here at Duffy'sMVP.com. The Double Smash Burger. Double Smash Burger? I mean, I could do a double smash burger. Not just one, 2 quarter-pound beef patties, perfectly smashed with caramelized onions. Could go for those 2. Topped with melty, aged, sharp cheddar cheese, dill pickle chips, vine-ripened tomato. These are some quality burgers here. There's also the Primetime Burger. Like, many options. Burger Mania is worth your while. Go tap in at the Duffy Sports Grill. Duffy'sMVP.com has the menu, and also, as you know, 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day, and 80 or more televisions in every single location. You will not miss a minute of the postseason action. Duffy'sMVP.com. At Duffy's, our game is always on. Woo! Theoretically speaking, on a Tuesday following a Knicks win over the Celtics, sadly following a horrific injury to Jason Tatum, you also saw Ant-Man and the Timberwolves take down the Golden State Warriors. A huge night in the NBA, but really the major storyline coming out of the National Basketball Association was the draft lottery. Number 1 overall, the Dallas Mavericks, they leap 10 teams. They had a 1.8% chance of doing so, and they have the first pick. They will get Cooper Flagg. We got the Spurs at number 2. The Sixers jumped up to number 3. And, of course, the Charlotte Hornets, who nobody's talking about today, are number 4 overall. Joining the show here on the Baptist Health Hotline is our guy, Mike Tannenbaum. And Mike T is a former GM of the New York Jets, former VP of football operations in the NFL, big NBA guy as well. And I'm curious your thoughts on this, Mike T. We floated it out there yesterday that we think it would be a great idea for Roger Goodell to implement an NFL draft lottery. Now, today, we see everybody jacking our swag. We saw Adam Schefter talk about it on Unsportsmanlike. Apparently, Joe and Q here on ESPN Radio, which you can hear on ESPN 106.3 before us, they were chattering about what it could be. Mike T, you were a GM in the NFL. What is the number 1 issue NFL GMs would have with a potential draft lottery system?
Yeah, I hope they give you credit.
They should. You tell them. You're closer to them than I am. You let them know.
I will. I'll tell the people. Look, I think it's an interesting idea. It's the classic example of like, hey, the Giants, if they had lost that last game, would they have been sitting here with Cam Ward? Like, there's always like what ifs. The whole idea of it is, how you get the most competitive games. And there is a sport. I was at a conference and it was a minor league sport, but basically the way it worked was, once you were eliminated, and I'll get this a little off, but not much, but basically, once you got into the elimination bracket, whoever won the elimination bracket got the first pick. So there was still competition. And again, like there's flaws with that as well. and the whole idea is draft should help the worst player, but it's a very, very interesting idea and conversation because it draws like a lot of conversation around, like, for example, the Mavericks now.
Yeah, and Mike T, I'm glad you brought up that theory or that angle, or you enter somewhat of a tournament or some kind of a round robin for the number one pick. It works very well actually in like fantasy football dynasty leagues and whatnot. I'm curious how much you think, as a person who's been around professional athletes all of your life, how much do you think they would actually be inclined to compete at the highest level when the only prize at the end of the day would be a better teammate? Like getting a better teammate.
I can answer that because, like, we used to tell our players when the season wasn't going well, there's always going to be rumors about this change or that change, but we always told them the same thing, Theo, which is like, hey, look, bottom line, these are job interviews. Every time you go out there and put film out there, it's a job interview. And it could be for us, it could be for a new coach, it could be for a new GM, it could be for the 31 other teams. So regardless of what the score is, what our record is, every time you go out there, it is a job interview.
Now, that makes a lot of sense. And again, Mike Tannenbaum joining us here, spent years in the league with the Jets as a general manager, VP of football operations with the Dolphins, many a great football insights, currently ESPN NFL Insider. It makes sense that is a good way to keep people motivated, keep them playing strong through the end of the year. Now, it's one thing to incentivize players to do so. It's another thing to incentivize organizations who have much more job security, for the most part, to not tank at the end of the year. Do you think that a draft lottery in the NFL actually would do the job the way that the NBA feels like it's done the job for them?
Possibly. Again, if there was something to play for where, the most improved team, or, depending on how you do it, you would have competitive games at the end. Again, I think what we're all trying to avoid is a team tanking and not trying to win.
Right. And in all leagues, you're right. It plays you better, especially in the NBA and the NFL. You got a much better chance of competing in the future. If you don't have a shot at making the playoffs or winning a championship, oftentimes it's better off that you end up, higher up in the draft the next year. That's why I'm mad. As a Miami Heat fan, I'm disheartened because I'm not sure if you knew this, Mike T. We watched the NBA draft lottery last night. The Mavericks had the 11th shortest odds to get the number one overall pick. Had the Heat lost in the play-in, they would have had the 11th longest or shortest odds. They would have been the ones that had the Cooper flag pick. Like, could you imagine how much different things would feel for Heat fans and that organization had they just, been a little worse against the Bulls in the play-in?
The New York Giant fans are saying the same thing about Cam Ward. So that's the, conversation around, like, should there be, a lottery in the NFL? But at least the Heat did have a chance to get the first pick, whereas, the teams in the NFL wouldn't be able to.
Right, exactly. So it did make sense at a certain point, but again, me as a more forward-thinking fan, it hurt me a little bit. When you hear the term generational athlete, what does that actually mean to you? Because I hear people throw that term out often, and I feel like at this point we're getting to a point where it's a little bit overused.
Yeah, Cooper Flag's a really good player. I don't think he's a generational athlete. I think the Mavericks, if healthy, if Kyrie comes back, and that's a big if, but, he was playing really well for the Mavericks guys. So I like them. They're long. Anthony Davis is a really good player. Everything was in the context of, well, he's not Luka. Yeah, he's not Luka, but he's actually a better defensive player, much better defensive player. So, this is a team to me that, will be greatly improved, assuming Kyrie's back. I think Flag will be a good player. He has to get stronger, but he's a talented player, but I don't see a generational player.
Now, Nico Harrison, does this guy deserve his flowers now? I think he does.
Hey, he got it done one way or the other. It doesn't matter if it was a 1% chance, right? He got it done. So good for him. I think Flag will be, a great addition to them. Get Davis and Kyrie back, and, away you go.
Mike T, from a general manager standpoint, does it feel, a certain level of better to make a decision that instantly gets criticized from around the world, and then in the long form, maybe a couple months down the road, you turn out to might actually be right? Does it feel better to kind of have that over everybody?
Yeah, look, there's part of all of us, right, that have the I told you so gene. Some admit to it more than others. I think the bottom line is, like, they have a chance to have a nice run here together. And look, I don't think trading at the end of the day, Luka was a mistake, but the process of just getting what they got to me was, if they had held an auction, well, maybe that would have been the best package. We'll never know. But that, I think, where a lot of people find fault.
What was your most criticized or chastised pick, maybe acquisition trade that you had that people was hating on, and then it ended up working out in the long term?
Maybe hiring Eric Mangini or Rex. Eric was like 33. We won 10 games in year one. Trading up for Mark Sanchez was a big risk, and we went to back-to-back championship games. I don't know. I think when you sit in New York, Theo, you get criticized because, today's the day. It just every day. And you just had the old Abe Lincoln expression, right? Like, measure twice, cut once. If I have 4 hours to chop down a tree, I'm going to spend 3 hours sharpening my axe.
Absolutely. I love the Abe Lincoln pull right there, dog. You know what? That's your Mike Tannenbaum today. I like that. I like that a lot. Mike T joining us here on ESPN 106.3 on Theoretically Speaking in his weekly Tuesday slot. I'm curious, man. It's Tuesday now. We're watching a lot of NBA postseason and whatnot. Are you going to be sitting on your couch, a nice latte in hand, and appointment television watching Good Morning America on Friday morning?
No, I can't say it will be. I'll be in Nashville at a conference. But look, Coach Belichick, you can already know what his answer is going to be. He'll be focused on the team, and everything else is a personal matter. So you can be the question, I'll give you the answer.
There you go. You know what? I absolutely love that. Now I'm curious though, the Michael Strahan angle of this. CCAT brought this up to me because he's like, Strahan might be the most trusted person for Belichick in that realm, especially for like morning talk show host for an interview. He also is the dude that took him down in the Super Bowl and whatnot. Like, do they have a good relationship? Is there a reason why you think he went towards Strahan?
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of respect between the two, and I think Strahan will, keep it down the middle. I don't think there'll be any big surprises.
Oh man, I was looking for big surprises. I like surprises, Mike T. I'm a guy that likes surprises. On the way out, can you give me a surprise pick right here? NBA postseason. I know you've been locked in. Who are you most favorable towards now? I know Tatum's down. The Celtics look like they're out of it. Thunder a little shaky. Who you like?
I really like the Pacers, like the way Siakam's playing. If you just look at it objectively and you didn't have, the OKC record or the Celtics don't win a championship or just the way they're playing right now. And I didn't think I would have said this 2 weeks ago, but I think how they're playing right now, I think the Pacers are the best team.
I can't think of a more unlikely champion in NBA history, at least for my watching time and my 31 years of age, than if the Pacers, led by Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam, win a title. But, crazier things have happened. I watched Luka get traded in the middle of the night. Mike T, appreciate your time. Good. I guess you won't be watching on Friday morning, but we'll report back to you what we do get out of Belichick and Strahan, and we'll check back in with you next week.
All right, guys. Have a great week. Thank you.
Thank you. That is Mike Tannenbaum, ESPN NFL Insider, joining us courtesy of Eisner Amper, the former GM of the Jets, former Executive Vice President of Football Operations for the Dolphins, and also a father who has a son who plays for UNC football going forward. So smart man there, playing it right down the middle. I do think, CCAT, he probably, if his son wasn't suiting up for UNC next year, he would have gave us a little something there on Belichick.
Interesting. Mike T definitely knows more about Coach Belichick than you or I do, but it's got to be really surreal to view it from a more educated standpoint, let alone just a football fan.
Yeah.
Because we know what we know about Bill Belichick from what we've seen on football broadcasts and post-game press conferences.
Yeah.
And like the press conference he had with Robert Kraft when he ended his career with the Patriots. And now we're getting overwhelmed with Bill Belichick off-the-field conversations. It's crazy for us. Can't imagine how it is for him.
I know, because if you're him, you're like, all right, got to figure out where my son's going to go play college football. He's a good high school prospect, long snapper. Just want to put him to a nice, stable environment with a coach who can get him to the pros, who knows the game, no distractions, no nonsense.
They can't miss off-the-field situation.
Oh, Bill Belichick is coaching. I'll send him there.
That's too good to be true.
Yeah, you know what? That works. I know Bill. Me and him know each other from my NFL days.
I just so happen to have a son who's entering college football the same year that Bill Belichick ends his tenure with the Patriots. or the year after, and starts his career with the UNC Tar Heels.
Jordan Hudson, man. She's sending shockwaves through the timelines here. And now throughout college football. This is crazy. This is a crazy story. I can't wait for Friday morning. I, on the other hand, do think we get at least one nugget out of that Good Morning America interview that we're going to ride with. And I think it's going to be less of an answer from Bill.
Yes.
And more of the way he answers it. It's not going to be the words. It's going to be like the reaction.
We'll get something. As long as Mike Strahan completely isn't in Belichick's pocket, UNC's pockets, and asks him something.
Yeah.
Anything. Maybe he's even like, what have the last 6 months been like?
Yeah.
I don't care. Something.
He has to.
That points to Jordan Hudson. That points to the banned from UNC. Actually, not banned from UNC headquarters.
Yeah.
Like something like that.
He has to. At this point, Mike Strahan is a journalist. And he is a refined one, and he is a well-trained one, and he's really good at what he does. He knows it would be against his journalistic integrity to not ask Bill Belichick at least one question that regards the Jordan Hudson situation.
Right.
He can't not do it.
Good Morning America and ABC, they want people to watch.
Yes.
They don't need people to be happy with what they watch. No. That's my hesitation, though.
You're right. I'm just saying, I believe in Strahan. All right, the guy makes I got a nice tie, a nice Strahan edition tie from his clothing collection.
Really?
Guy makes good ties. I believe in Strahan.
So, like, when you meet Mike Strahan, you're going to tell him that?
I will.
That's good.
Really good tie collections in the nearest department store nearest you. And he didn't even pay me to say that. He didn't. Guarantee you. Man, I'm getting
Hey, Culligan man!
a little parched. Throat dry. Need a little hydration. And you know what? I'm actually going on a long flight tonight. Going out to France. Going out to Paris, France. Going to hit a little bit of Italy as well. 2-week vacation here. Going to go with the wife. Anniversary trip plus a wedding on my side. So it's going to be fun out there in Europe. You know what one of the big pieces of advice people keep giving me?
What?
Ahead of the flight?
Hey, Culligan man!
Stay hydrated.
Drink Culligan water.
Pump in the water. And no better place to get your water from than Culligan. Look, it's easy. It's easy to sit here and decipher what water tastes better than the other one when you have a Culligan in front of you. But when you're just at home and you're opening up your cupboard, you pull out your cup, run the faucet, and you take some water out of there, it's impossible for you to see what contaminants are actually in said water. You might have a little filter. You might have some, but you don't know what you really got going on in there. Think about the plastics, the pharmaceuticals, all of the toxins that can get in your water and harm your body, cause long-term or short-term health issues. The team at Culligan understands how bad the Florida water is, and they can help remove this from your water. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems. It's all designed to filter out these contaminants right at the source. In fact, it's getting hot outside. It's summertime, and we all need to be hydrating. Try it today for a new monthly rate that is lower than before. Culligan.com. You don't want that water you're drinking to get hydrated this summer to be contaminated. So first and foremost, get a free water test. Go to Culligan.com, get yourself a free water test, and then see and explore the many things they can do for you. I got a water softener from them. Excellent. I got a reverse osmosis system from them. What does that mean? Real scientific. Well, pretty much it means my water's purified. Both the stuff that comes out of my faucet and from my refrigerator, the ice that gets in my drinks. Remember, you're drinking some of that ice as well. If your refrigerator system is not being ran through some kind of filter, you are drinking that pure Florida water. I'll let you know right now, it's bad.
Yeah, pure normally is a good connotation, not when you follow it up with Florida water.
Yeah, no. Straight out the ground, straight out the plumbing system.
Hey, Culligan man!
Unless you have Culligan. Tap in with them. Culligan.com. Tap in with them today. See how they can help you. C-Cat, we are nearing the happy hour. Can't wait. We also have a little bit of a get around on the other side here. And I want to get to the conversation of generational versus once in a generation. The delineation between the stars and their specific sports. LeBron James is once in a generation. Cooper Flagg is far from that. And I would dare say, pump the brakes on calling him a generational talent coming into this NBA professional basketball situation. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. It's Theoretically Speaking. More next on the Happy Hour on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Cane's is coming soon to Tamarack at University and Commercial.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and I...
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manso's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manso's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
We also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Golf much, C-Cat?
Oh, plenty.
Golf often. Many of the people out here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast, they golf often as well. And if you do, might I interest you in some lessons? The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center, there's so many ways to improve your golf game fast at the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. They've got the facilities. They've got the tools. Most importantly, they got the coaching that you need. World-renowned. They also got the best facilities in the area. Outdoor, indoor. I mean, let's talk about the outdoor, though. Expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, huge putting green, and a full swing practice area. But let me take you inside. Let me take you inside and show you something here. Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center, a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, a private classroom, complete with cutting edge video and ball flight technology, the kind of analysis you need to help you train like a pro. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center is right in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at kaisergolfcenter.com. Get your game going. Speaking of getting going, how about a get around?
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Round and round. Check me go. I get around.
Yeah, man, it's the best place to be because it takes you from place to place, city to city, headline to headline across the globe. All the best sports headlines. Let's where are we going first?
Next stop. I hope you're hungry.
Oh, I am.
We're going to Cincinnati, Ohio.
Whoa, well, we go get a little Sky Bowl, Chili Bowl thing?
Sure thing.
Yeah.
And we're also going to talk about their football team.
Oh, boo.
Bengals defensive end and FAU alum Trey Hendrickson has confirmed he has no plans to play for the Bengals under the current structure of his contract. He wants to get paid, Theo.
Yeah, he should. FAU alum here, you know what I'm saying? Not me, but him. So much, it sounded like I was like aligning myself with Trey Hendrickson. Would love to see a guy who was the sack champ last year get the proper payday he deserves. Here's the issue, Trey. You play for the cheapest organization in the sport. You play for the Brown family. You play for an organization that is renowned for either, let's say, lowballing, punting down the road, or downright refusing to pay and just franchise tagging each of their highest producers year after year. Here's the biggest red flag. I don't think Trey Hendrickson gets an extension from this team. I don't think he does. I think they're going to keep tagging him until something else shakes. Biggest red flag I see out of all of this, C-Cat. First round, 17 overall. Bengals can go anywhere with this pick on defense. Who do they pick? Edge Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M.
Whole lot cheaper than re-upping with Hendrickson.
Like, not only did they not give this guy his contract extension last year, but then this year, following a career season in which he was their only good defender, they rewarded Trey Hendrickson for having the best year of his career and leading the league in sacks and being the lone bright star of their defense by drafting a guy at his position the first chance they had. That's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. If I'm in the Bengals locker room, I'm like, why the hell am I giving it my all right now when I know this organization does not even value me? Why would I play through an injury when I know that this team has already decided in advance, as great as I am, they're going to keep kicking the can down the road and not compensating me for my abilities. They're not thinking long-term here. They're not thinking about how much this influences the decisions of these guys that are supposed to be gladiators, putting it all on the line to win football games. They're thinking short-sightedly, and it's the reason why the Bengals are residually not a Super Bowl contending team, and I don't think Joe Burrow ever wins another championship in a Bengals uniform. I said another. Maybe I meant AFC championship. He won't even reach another Super Bowl with that organization, especially in the AFC.
We are now stopping in the Big Apple. New York, New York. Gonna go to Madison Square Garden where the New York Knicks beat the Boston Celtics in Game 4, 121-113. New York now leads that series 3-1, believe it or not. But the somber note is Celtics star Jason Tatum suffered an apparent right leg injury in the fourth quarter. But don't get it twisted. It was not because of Tatum's injury that the Knicks won the game. The Knicks led by, I believe, 8 points when he did get hurt. What do you walk out of last night's stunner thinking, Theo?
I think it's probably a roller coaster of emotions for Tatum because it started off as maybe the best playoff game I've seen him have. It's definitely the best one this year, but maybe in the entirety of his career. I know he had the Game 7 against the Sixers. It was literally, he was riding high. And the issue is, had he got injured in that way, maybe like 4, 5, 6 possessions earlier when the game was a little tighter, at the very least, he would have ended it on a high note, and it would have been somber, yet he proved his point that he's that kind of guy. It's a non-contact injury. There's nothing you can do about it. The issue was the wheels started to fall off for him and the Celtics before he went down with that horrific injury. Like the last few shots and last few possessions we saw him take were horrendous and reminiscent of many of the big playoff blunders he's had. I hate that for him because he was having a generational night. What do you have, 42 points?
Mm-hmm.
Going shot for shot with Jalen Brunson, who is the most clutch player in these playoffs so far. Like, I was happy for him, seeing him fight off those demons. And again, the roller coaster he went on, all-time high. It's dipping back low because we're seeing those same problems. And then he suffers an injury that looks like it was an Achilles. He will not play again this postseason. I hate that for Tatum. Hate it for the Celtics for real. But also, this is why I tell people year after year, stop telling me that's a dynasty. Let me see it again first. They told me the Nuggets would be a dynasty. Look at them now. They told me the Celtics would be a dynasty. They might not make it back to the finals with this tandem, especially as that team as is. Like, we got to cut this prisoner of the moment stuff out in sports.
Next stop.
We're going to, well, Europe. We're going overseas because the NFL announced a couple of their games with the schedule release, what is it, tomorrow night?
Yeah.
And all the games suck. Like, really, really, really bad. As much as I want to get excited for football on the horizon, all of the games that are taking place internationally are really bad except for maybe one.
That's how it works. That's the international games. We give them our worst.
So of the 6 matchups we know, you go Vikings, Steelers, womp, womp, womp. Vikings, Browns, womp, womp, womp. Broncos, Jets, Rams, Jaguars. No, thank you. Falcons, Colts. No, I'm not
Here's the
interested.
thing. You're saying that now, but you don't know what those teams will look like by the time they do go overseas because, like, sign me up for Anthony Richardson versus Michael Penix if both of those guys are playing well.
You watched Anthony Richardson play football last year.
I know.
You saw him get benched for Joe Flacco.
Hey, man, I'm still kind of getting high on the supply.
But you wrap up the international schedule on November 16th in Spain, in Madrid, Commanders-Dolphins. That can be a good game.
That's the one you like?
That can be a good
The
game.
Miami Dolphins?
I can watch that game and be happy I did. And then you have a matchup to be determined for the Chargers taking place in Brazil on September 5th.
It'll probably be the Jaguars. They just thought I hadn't heard you say Jaguars yet.
And no, the Jaguars
they're in England.
They're playing in England against the Rams on October 19th.
Okay. Well, such as the NFL. If they want advice from me, I'm not going to tell them how to do their international games. I'm going to tell them they need to do the NFL draft lottery. We were the first to say the NFL should take part in it. Now everybody's following us, trying to be like us on Theoretically Speaking. I get it. We're trendsetters.
We should have copyrighted a bunch of terms.
Yeah.
Can we copyright NFL draft lottery, or is the fact that we're using those 3 letters NFL, that acronym, will we get in trouble for that?
Yeah, they might flag it. FCC might be. I don't think that's taken. I don't think you're getting trademarked.
Is that who determines copyrights and trademarks?
I don't know. Haven't done one yet. Working on one. Haven't done one yet.
That's the business we got to get into, or at least maybe T-shirts. We'll start printing NFL draft lottery T-shirts. So the NFL, we can strike them for copyright.
Kind of like how Pat Riley has the trademark on three-peat. And the Chiefs and the NFL had to get in on making a deal with him so that they would be able to use stuff if they were to complete the three-peat against the Eagles.
Maybe they'll use that again in 2028.
For the Chiefs, huh?
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll whip it back out. Pat got my back. Oh, that was a get around. That was fun.
Next stop.
We have another one?
The Happy Hour with Tina.
Oh, the Happy Hour with Tina. Gotta love it. Oh, Tina's here, by the way. Tina's here. She got here on time. So have to give her credit where credit is due. And on the other side in the Happy Hour, Tina has a bit of an issue. A red flag. A red flag she witnessed on her trip in the Midwest. We got to talk about it because it's something that a lot of people have concerns with. It has to do with date night activities. Ooh. Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll, safety's the goal.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur. And most certainly, never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Banyan Printing. For 47 years, the trusted partner for all your printing, mailing, and signage needs. And 2025 just brought something big to Banyan. Introducing Banyan's new press. Bigger, faster, and more competitively priced than anything you'll find anywhere in the Palm Beaches. Think variable data postcards, bulk mailings, and high-quality print on stocks up to a 24-point board. Banyan Printing. Visit banyanonline.com and discover how your business's printing materials can get bigger and better.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This is the Inter Miami Save of the Game.
To the touchline, Yaboa left side. Good feed. Pereira. His cross. It went off of Ustari on the near post. It was mishit, and it hit the Inter Miami goalkeeper with Uluwashi making a strong run on that post, and now Inter Miami quickly on the move.
Brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
It's a Citrus Series showdown as the Marlins take on the Rays, May 16th through 18th, and the weekend lineup is stacked. Friday, the smash hit Barbie Game Day is back. Turn the ballpark pink with exclusive jerseys and fun bites. Saturday, celebrate the legendary Celia Cruz with live music, vibrant energy, and purchase a special Celia-themed Cuban heritage jersey designed by local artist Dism 305. Then Sunday, it's family fun and our first ever Celia Cruz bobblehead giveaway. Join the party. Get your tickets now at marlins.com/tickets.
ESPN 106.3 congratulates the Kaiser Seahawks men's lacrosse team. The Seahawks have won their 3rd straight NAIA title. Get more info at KUSeahawks.com and keep it locked to your home for Kaiser Athletics. ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good. Hey. Man, it's last time I say that for a couple of weeks.
Getting sentimental.
Oh! All right, I ain't gonna go. I'm staying.
Yeah.
Theoretically speaking, baby, it's the happy hour. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. Yes. I will be gone for the next couple of weeks here, but C-Cat Tina gonna hold it down. Russo and Rizzo gonna hold it down here as I will be taking a voyage out to Europe. My first time in Europe. Gonna hit France, Petty. Gonna figure out how the hell they keep cooking up all this great elite and like alien-like tall talent. So got to see what's good with that. Also, going to hit a little bit of Italy. Going to hit Milan. Also going to hit Florence, the Tuscany region. I'm finna kick it, baby. I'm finna kick it. Wine, food, shows. What's the big show in is in Paris? The big show is kind of like a real freaky show. It's a name for it.
A big show in Paris.
Big show. It's the name for it. It's like a show. It's like they're kind of dancing.
Emily in Paris.
I love that show, by the way. Is it the show that I just saw on Broadway?
Maybe. All right, say what that show is.
It's not like burlesque, but it's
Yes, it is burlesque. It's a burlesque show.
Oh, okay.
No, Circus Soleil.
It's I didn't know the name of that burlesque show in Paris.
This is embarrassing.
It's really fancy, big name. Moulin Rouge.
Oh,
Moulin Rouge.
I just saw that. Yes, amazing.
Yes, we talked about it on the show.
Yes.
I will be seeing Moulin Rouge in person in Paris.
Oh, love that.
With some champagne.
So was that the real one?
Yeah, the real one. I'm going to Paris.
The real one came here? Or
No, I'm going to Paris tomorrow.
No, I know, but Moulin Rouge was in West Palm Beach.
It's at the Kravis Center.
Oh, do you think that was like the actual, is it a dude or is it a team?
It's like the Blue Man Group where they've got about like 10 different Blue Man
like
groups.
the Savannah Bananas or is it like the Temptations? Is it like the
It's a
Harlem
cover band.
Globetrotters? Moulin Rouge.
We had the Harlem Wizards that come to my high school. That's true. Like you had the knockoff Harlem Wizards where they do the same thing except they would play against our local teachers.
I don't think this is probably the same cast and crew that are in Paris,
Moulin Rouge.
but maybe.
It's a must-see in Paris in 2025, according to TripAdvisor. So I guess I'll be like that. I'm going to the
really
Louvre.
good.
I'm going to the Louvre. I will see the Mona Lisa.
Okay.
I heard it's not even that popping.
So that's where Mona Lisa is. It's in the Louvre.
Yes, in the Louvre.
I feel like we use that cliche in sports talk.
Hang it in the Louvre.
Yeah, hang it in the Louvre where it's Jalen Brunson like celebrating a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
We do it at kind of once every week, a funny image, if you would. Rory McIlroy, maybe when he was celebrating his Masters victory, hang this picture in the Louvre. I got to be honest, one of the things that turns me off to tourism is the historical aspect, the museums, the art galleries. I feel like I wouldn't appreciate it enough to make it worth it. Are you prepared to appreciate what you're seeing in Paris?
I'm a big appreciator. I'm a big grateful guy. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to soak it all up. Be in the moment. Be present. Getting the vibes. My wife is a docent. You know, like she's a docent in training actually for the Norton Museum of Art, but she's a soon-to-be docent here soon. She is a woman of the arts. She works in the arts. She helps fill me in on the things that I don't get when it comes to that creative side, tapping in. So, yeah, I'm going to love it, man. Be all in on it.
So, Tina, what's a docent?
A docent?
A D-O-S?
Is it kind of like a tour guide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You you go there, you study a lot of the arts and whatnot.
They don't say just she's a tour guide.
Yeah, no.
She's a docent.
She's a docent.
So they
Really
go
fancy.
to the common people and say, this is why you should feel something for this painting or sculpture?
Well, really, they don't tell you this is why, but they walk you through the history of it, the mindset the artist was in. Like they are the tour guide, if you will. So they're the historian. Kind of like if you go to a museum and you have the tour guide that walks you through, and there's a name for them as well, but they tell you, because if you just walk in there and look at stuff yourself, you're not going to get out of it all of the things if you walk through with an expert. So
yeah, I needed that in Pompeii. Like I was like, okay, this is really cool, but now I understand. Oh, that was a kitchen. Oh, okay, that's what that room was functioned for.
Yeah, like Pablo Picasso, when he sculpted this, he was one of the first people to take part in Cubism. And Cubism is this. And, you know, they get into the depth of what you're actually looking at instead of you just going out and looking at the piece yourself and saying, oh, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be me.
That would be me, yeah.
Oh, nice.
See, but now I have a more elite taste because of my wife, though. You know what I'm saying? Just like how she can watch a game here and there and be like, yeah, I like that. I know this is that, you know. She fills me in on the arts. I get her on the sports.
There you go. Win-win.
How superficial our interests are. Like we like, or how dumb brain they
entertainment.
Are. Sports, wrestling for me. Like, yeah, he's a bad guy and he's a good guy. And you should feel bad for the good guy because he got beat up.
Yes.
That's how I feel explaining wrestling back maybe 5 years ago to my girlfriend.
Yeah, and it is one of those weird things where it's like sometimes you're giving them more knowledge than you know they actually need about it. So it's kind of like it feels kind of senseless. Like even, especially like come time of like NBA drafts or, you know, NFL drafts. And she's like, oh, who's that guy? I'm like, you'll never hear his name again. So I'm not going to waste my time giving you his background. Like it's cool. You know.
Doesn't it feel good though? Like when you can then go back to her about like art and be like, oh, I saw this and this is who painted it. Like I've had that kind of moment where my boyfriend works in baseball and I have now been a little bit more interested in baseball. And I'm like, wait, this person did this? Didn't this happen already? And I felt so good that I'm like, and he's like, you're right. Yes, that did happen. And that's the same player. I'm like, oh my gosh, it made me so happy.
It's like passing a test.
Yes.
A+. Like when I was like, oh, this is kind of like the Brancosi. You know what I'm saying? Brancosi, his style reminds me of that Brancosi piece we looked at. She's like, oh my gosh, who is this guy?
Right?
Pablo Picasso. Have you heard of?
That's like me, but the thing that I picked up for my girlfriend has been just like cheese. Like now I know a little bit more about cheese and pairing cheese with jam and apricots.
Oh.
Yeah. My wife's a big charcuterie board person as well. And I tell you, you cannot have enough of that. If you're not in on the charcuterie boards, cheese and crackers, pairing with wines and all of that stuff, that's what I'm going to be on all day.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Next couple weeks, I'm gonna turn into a cheese and cracker and wine glass, and that can go many ways.
Yeah.
Clean my palate there. Tina, how about a cocktail of the day?
Yes.
The happy hour.
So I did today a kind of airport cocktail because I actually was on a flight this morning from Chicago.
Welcome back.
Yes, landed at 9 a.m. in Fort Lauderdale. This is called the multi-leg martini. And you get those little like shooter bottles so you could get in the airport if you need to.
A shooter.
This one is one little shooter of vodka, a half a shooter of Kahlua, 2 mini creamers, and a cooled coffee. And you can make your own little multi-leg martini.
What's a cooled coffee?
Probably just you get some coffee and you let it cool off.
Leave it there for about a half hour.
Yeah.
Longer
Okay.
than that.
I didn't know
Maybe
if it
you
was like
add some ice into it.
Yeah, a little ice. Is it an iced
Oh, this
coffee?
says combine all ingredients into an ice-filled cup.
Yeah.
So, yes.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I've seen some espresso martini hacks for airports,
Yeah.
and I need to make one day.
See, but the thing is, I want to go to sleep. I don't want any kind of espresso on my flight.
I immediately go to sleep on my flights.
Yeah,
That's just kind of
I
I'm like, I'm not prepared. I do download things on Netflix to just be prepared if I can't sleep, but I'm always prepared to go to sleep. Right when the airplane takes off, I'm like, oh, I'm checked out and closing my eyes.
That drink, the multi-leg martini, is brought to you by who? Probably a place where you work off those calories when you're done drinking.
Yes.
That's what I would assume.
And I can't wait to get back there tomorrow morning, 5:15 a.m., F45 Palm Beach Gardens. I haven't had a workout since Saturday, so I'm going a little crazy that it's been a few days since I've gone to F45. So I can't wait to be back there tomorrow morning, 45-minute workout. It's a strength day. I'm going to go heavy.
Hey.
Cardio day on Thursday, hybrid day later in the week. They've got it all. 45 minutes, you're in, you're out, you'll break a sweat, you stick with it. I promise you'll see the results. You got an injury, there's coaches there to maybe help modify if you need it. F45 Palm Beach Gardens, F45 West Palm Beach. Check out their Instagram pages to see the specials that they've got going on.
Gotta love it. And also, again, speaking of love, we both love the Windy City, Chicago. We both just got back from there.
That was my first time in Chicago, and I am in love. I loved it so much. I got to go to Wrigley Field, which was amazing. So Wrigleyville.
Yeah, Wrigleyville.
Got to do some bar hopping yesterday. It was overall great.
How did it smell at Wrigleyville? Because our guy Ken LaVicka used to always talk about how the stench at Wrigleyville and Wrigley Field was an issue for him. What you think about the smells, the aura, the aroma?
I didn't smell anything bad.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Making sure.
No.
Making sure.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire. If your vehicle has issues with braking or other issues, get it fixed right now at St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This from Tim McMahon of ESPN reporting from the camp of the Dallas Mavericks. After making the biggest leap in NBA draft lottery history to land a number 1 overall pick, the Dallas Mavericks plan to select Duke forward Cooper Flagg. But this is the thing right here, C-Cat, because people were entertaining this and will not entertain the possibility of trading away the pick for a proven superstar, sources told ESPN. Again, that breaking news brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire. That is actually absolutely smart.
I don't know.
Why would you trade for Giannis at this point? Why would you get another Supermax player when you can hold on to this young new talent and build around them for the future?
This feels like a one in the hand is worth more than two in the bush situation.
No.
I know Cooper Flagg is a great prospect, but if someone's willing to pay a hefty price to essentially give you a ready-made roster or add to your ready-made roster, there's always a price.
Here's the one issue I would have with that if you're Dallas. You're not trading away the 18-year-old sure thing. He's a sure thing prospect.
There's no such thing as a sure thing.
He's a sure thing prospect.
He
the only thing
could twist an ankle and all of a sudden he's out for 2 years.
So can Anthony Davis. So can Kyrie Irving. By the way, who will be out for next season, and that's why I say don't trade for Giannis. If you are the Mavericks, you will hamstring yourself if you tie yourself to Anthony Davis, Giannis, and Kyrie Irving, who will not even be available for this year, and who knows what happens to Anthony Davis's knees the year after that. Smart for them to invest in the young guy. I'm just telling you. You know me, I'm all in on. I think Cooper Flagg, number one, is going to be better for the long term than Luka, but I would take Giannis over Cooper Flagg certainly today, but not for the Mavericks.
Now, I understand that probably a big contributing factor to that is that there is a whole lot of tread on Cooper Flagg's tires. But if you don't have too much tread on your tires, you might want to go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire and fix that.
Yes, you do, CCAT. And St. Lucie Battery and Tire, guys, it's not just a tire place. It's a local, family-run business that's been doing this for over 50 years. That means they care, they know what they're doing, and they treat you right. If I need help with a flat tire, a weak battery, you name it, they've always had me back on the road fast. No upsell, no pressure, just honest work at honest prices. And they don't just work on cars, RVs, boats, commercial fleets, you name it, and have 24/7 roadside emergency service. Whether you need new tires or battery or just want to shop you can trust, go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. Check them out at slbt.com.
Apparently, CCAP, sources told ESPN that Patrick Dumont, who just finished his first year as the Mavericks governor, considers the opportunity to be in position to draft a generational talent like Flagg a, quote, gift. And while Dumont has given Harrison, Nico Harrison, by the way, GM of the Mavericks, much maligned GM, great leeway to run basketball operations, the governor has final decision on all personnel matters. What does that tell you? Number one, like I said before, the owners of the Mavericks are the ones that the fans should be mad at, not Nico Harrison, because he was the one that stamped the deal. He jumped in as a new owner, and he made what you assume to be a foolish decision. But the Mavericks, at the end of the day, win the trade because they now have their hands on Cooper Flagg, who they refuse to deal. They don't get Cooper Flagg if they keep themselves married to Luka Doncic. I understand that the pain hurt. I understand that it was rough to go through, Mavericks fans, but you are delivered on the other side. Sometimes your vision can be so short-sighted. They say God works in miraculous and mysterious ways.
Talking to me?
No, I'm talking to the Mavericks fans.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And then you look in my direction. My vision, I think it's pretty far-sighted.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's the other Heat fans. I got a lot on my mind right now. It's a lot on my mind. Because the Heat should have Cooper Flagg right now, not the Mavericks, if we all agree that the draft lottery is not rigged. They had the same odds. If the Heat would have lost in the play-in, they would have had the same odds that the Mavericks had last night. Therefore, they would have had Cooper Flagg. But again, I backstep, and I just want to say this to Mavericks fans. Sometimes there is joy on the other side of pain. You endured a lot of suffering, but there is joy on the other side of pain, and that joy looks like a 6'10" stud from Maine, Cooper Flagg.
So why is Tina having boyfriend problems?
Tina, you just went to the Midwest to visit your boyfriend.
I did.
And you came back with a huge red flag. Huge red flag.
Questioning everything.
Yeah.
No.
Went to a payphone at 2 a.m.
Crying her eyes out.
Can you pick me up?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Huge mistake.
You can fly.
I more just realized this weekend something that he does that I had never experienced yet.
Wow.
We were watching the Netflix documentary, A Deadly American Marriage. I love like those documentaries where it's like the murder mystery.
True
whatnot.
crime.
Yes.
So this is real.
This is real. This is real. Yes, it really happened. And the first like 10 minutes of this documentary, he is very like, whoa, what? No way. Like very vocal on his like reactions and emotions and I'm like, is this really happening? Is he this type?
That's what I'm about to say. Pump the brakes. Were they just one-liners like that, or was he like saying full sentence reactions to things that were happening?
It was, I think there were once or twice where he was like, do you think that she did it? And like, it was a little bit of that, but mostly it was like one word.
Yeah.
And just like emotion. But I'm like, I don't know if I can take the whole 2 hours of this documentary.
Oh my goodness. Okay, hold
You're
on.
kind of harsh. That's not that
I was
bad.
laughing though, like throughout it, that I was like, I'm experiencing something that I had not yet about him, and I'm like, is this? It's like I'm very silent.
Yes.
Unless it's wild, like just a crazy plot twist.
Yeah.
You never saw that coming. I'm probably like, oh my God. But it was just more comical to me because we were only in like the first 10, 15 minutes. And I'm like, is this going to happen the whole time?
Wow. Now here's the
But
question.
it made me laugh.
Here's the question. Did you mention it to him? Did you say anything to him during the viewing session of this true crime documentary?
I think I made one little comment.
What was it? Was it just straight to the point?
I don't know. It wasn't straight to the point. It was, I don't
Shut the
remember.
hell up.
No, I don't remember exactly what I said, but you're vocal.
Oh, so passive aggressive.
Oh,
real chatty, huh?
That hurts. That hurts.
Lot to say about this one.
I appreciate how into the documentary he was. Like he was paying very close attention to this documentary. But I was laughing.
That is so different than talking through a movie or a show.
It was here and there. It was both. And it was fine. I'm like, that's just who he is. Whatever. I'm
it's obviously not fine. It's fine because y'all are in a honeymoon stage, but this bothered you. You brought it up. Here's the thing. You said you hit him with a passive-aggressive...
It was something like that. That
vocalization.
wasn't my exact words.
Got
But
a lot to say.
It was like basically...
He's like, I thought we were having a little discourse. I thought we were having a good time.
You can't say no way. Like, the main character gets killed off, and you'd be like,
You gotta... Yeah, he's like, give him some mouth tape next time y'all watch something.
No. I just didn't know if maybe that was a me thing of I'm just very quiet when I watch these and it's normal for most people. And when
you might be a little more
if you're in the movie theater, no, please don't do that.
What?
In the movie theater?
In the movie theater, that's different.
That's different, exactly. In the movie theater, please don't be that person.
Yes.
Wait, that does what?
That's like talking too much through the movie.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
But if it's a date and you're keeping your voice low and you just go a little whisper over get a little this guy or something. You know what I'm saying? That works. That's cool.
Yeah.
No?
I'm still taking away the fact that it's negative to give a vocal quick reaction. A 1-word, 2-word, no way. Wow. Oh my God, what?
Did he do that?
It wasn't fully negative.
I know it's not technically
You wish
negative.
he didn't do it.
Yeah, you did.
You could have it both ways.
Again, that's me being I'm a silent watcher, movie watcher.
Y'all have a difference of opinions on how you should act, decorum in watching movies. I get it. It's not a criticism of you.
It was cute.
It was adorable.
Yeah.
It was adorable. It's not a red flag.
No, not a red flag.
It's a yellow flag.
No.
Caution. Proceed with caution. Proceed with caution as you continue to listen to Theoretically Speaking or stream us on YouTube. Happy Hour continues. That's Tina, that's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey with Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Don't miss Russo and Rizzo. It is Scott Van Pelt joining the program now.
Where'd you go to school?
Ohio State.
You guys wanted to run Ryan Day.
In my defense.
Here we go.
Okay. 4 straight to Michigan. You know what that rivalry means.
I do. You know what's cooler than gold pants? A gold trophy.
Get a hold of yourself.
I know.
I'll lose
you won a title.
He's vindicated.
My God, you beat Tennessee. You beat Oregon.
Texas, yes.
And then you beat
Scott Iverson.
Oh, we didn't beat Michigan. Yeah. Who gives a...
I ate the crow.
It's Russo and Rizzo, weekdays at 4, here on ESPN 106.3.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it. as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and I...
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
We also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
You know, it's a lot of places over there in Europe that don't even really got AC like that. I was like, hold on, what? I'm not going over there in May if y'all not rocking with the AC. I made sure each of the destinations I'm going to, the places were well equipped with a little breeze inside. I need it.
You know how like really, really rich people will fly their assistants or maybe their au pairs with them when they go on vacation to take care of their kids or take care of the business? You should fly Randy with EDS to you to Europe to make sure if there's an AC hiccup that he's there to save the day.
That's the thing. Randy comes with me to Europe. Number one, we're having a good time. We're watching some of the sporting events. We're watching the Heat. Oh, not the Heat because the Heat ain't in it no more. But you know what Randy will be doing with me is helping the Heat leave the homes of the people in Europe that are not having it, because he's one of the greatest technicians there are around. He is with EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing, and I know him because he services my home often. Now, look, EDS can service your home as well. And the good thing is they're now offering 0% interest financing for 60 months to qualified customers. If the answer is no to the question, is your air flowing properly in your home, then EDS is quite clearly yes. EDSisyes.com. All right? Have you realized that there's a room in your house that's a little hotter than the others? Maybe you have a plumbing issue. EDSisyes.com. They are Palm Beach County's experts in plumbing and in air conditioning. Don't let your budget stand in between the comfort that you have and the comfort that you could have given the equipment that EDS can hook you up with. With the EDS Gold plan, you can get 2 visits per year, making sure your AC is running at peak performance. Matter of fact, I got a text this morning. They said, hey, schedule your next visit. It's time. I scheduled it for right when I get back from Europe to make sure I'm good for the summer months here in South Florida. EDSisyes.com, your trusted AC and plumbing expert, making sure your air or water is flowing perfectly. EDS is yes. EDSisyes.com. Visit today. All right, C-Cat. Closing in on the end here. I got a huge Anthony Edwards comp to make before we go, but I have to get to something before I dip out here. I have to address a man who was once down in the dumps, but now has been uplifted beyond belief. Joe and Jupiter is our resident Dallas sports fans. We never can get them to stop talking about Dallas no matter what the subject is. We could be talking about like the Miami Hurricanes' chances to win the ACC. And he'll be like, well, you know, one time there was an ACC championship football game in Dallas in 1984. He goes on and on about Dallas all the time. So here's the thing. 2 rules for Joe right quick. Number 1, at least today we get to talk Dallas sports. I know you as a Mavericks fan, you feel replenished. Number 2, let's keep it concise, Joe. All right, we're going to bring you in on this Baptist Health hotline, but Joe, don't get to rambling on me. Now, first and foremost, that's no way to greet a man. Joe, how we doing on a Tuesday?
I'm doing great. How are y'all doing? You put a smile on my face once again. How are y'all?
You're my guy, man. You're good people, Joe. We're doing great here at Theoretically Speaking. I'm getting ready to embark on my Europe trip. My wife, I just saw her walking by. She's getting some last-minute things. We're going to pack it up and hop on a jet, and we'll see y'all in a couple of weeks. But I'm glad that the draft lottery was last night, and I'm happy for you as a Mavericks fan that you now know you have the number 1 pick, and they said they're not moving it. You have Cooper Flagg. Does this make up for what happened on February 5th when they shipped off Luka Doncic?
I feel 100% better. I've watched so much of his tape today. I mean, as a PSA for all you sports fans out there, never give up. If you're a diehard fan for a team, don't ever give up.
Yeah.
I mean, I just go back a week and a half ago from watching George Pickens highlights, which I never knew that was going to happen, as long as his head's right, which I think it will be. And then the Stars are up 2-1 going into tonight. Maybe it's going to be a Stars-Panthers finals. That would be pretty awesome.
Hey.
Carolina Stars, it's a very real possibility. And then this happens, a 1.8% chance to get the number 1 pick. I mean, are you kidding me? Just don't give up, because that's what we are as sports diehard fans. You know, that's what we live and breathe for, and I am so pumped to watch the new Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks with Kyrie and Lively and, I mean, Davis.
There you go. You're running out of names because you traded away your guy. Christie as well.
Christie, yeah, all of them. I mean, oh my gosh.
Congratulations,
I could not believe it when I woke up this morning.
You and my quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, woke up this morning in a brighter mood. And for that, I am excited for both of y'all. C-Cat is smirking.
I'm happy for Joe, because I want to know, Joe, did you watch the draft lottery? Because if my favorite team only had a 1.8% chance to get that grand prize, I don't know if I would turn that TV on. Were you watching it from 7 o'clock on?
I did not. I had to watch the video this morning, and I've listened to it all day on radio, but I did not. I had to watch. I've listened to the last 4 picks, and the number 4, the number 3, the number 2, and the number 1. It's the Dallas Mavericks. That just got my blood pumping. You know, gave me chills. I'm like, awesome.
I absolutely love that.
Rabbit. You know,
do you forget? Is Nico good now? You want to keep him?
I do, and Mikko Rantanen as well. Watch out for him. What's he doing? Is he the best player in NHL history?
Oh my goodness! All right, no more, Joe. That's enough, Joe. I appreciate your time. You can have your victory lap for your draft lottery selection there. You won the lottery, but you do not win more airtime to talk about other Dallas sports names, especially obscure ones like your hockey stars. I'm sorry. I ain't got time for that. But he joined us on the Baptist Health Hotline, and the Baptist Health Hotline always open for the good people that kick it with us here on Theoretically Speaking. I always say, if you spend time with me any part of your day, any part of your week, I'm eternally grateful. I appreciate you for spending the only non-replenishable commodity, and that is your time with us. And I also appreciate you for adding to the show like Joe did on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? Right? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Woo! Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man. He's got a shot to do some unthinkable things this NBA postseason. My heart goes out to the Tatum family, the Jason Tatum, speedy recovery. Still haven't gotten an official word on what that was, but we do know it's clear he will not be returning this postseason. So that sucks. That absolutely sucks. The Knicks now up 3-1. Two things on that, because I got to get some NBA takes off before I go to France. Number one, just put a pin in this. Series is not over.
Really?
Series is not over. Just put a pin in.
The Knicks have 3 chances
to
close Boston out. You think that they – well, what's your percent chance the Celtics win the series right now?
It's low. I think it's about a 15, probably like a 10% chance. I give them a 10 to 15% chance. But Joe Mazzulla is a maniac. And that team lives and dies by the three-pointer, and they know how to get them off at a high clip. And they have a bunch of guys that can hit them confidently and have done so in big games. That's how they won the championship last year. And just quite honestly, as gritty and as strong and as not deep, but those top 6 guys that the Knicks have, as good as they are, they can be had. They went the whole regular season without beating any of the top teams in the NBA. And as great as Tatum was last night, the Celtics are going to go into Game 5 at home knowing that they're going to be Tatumless. I believe they're, 5-point favorites on Hard Rock Bet to win? They get Game 5 at home. I'm just saying. I want to put this on record. I'm just saying they still have a good chance. They got a chance to make it out of the East still without Jason Tatum, and that's not a knock at him. That's an ode to how strong they are. It just sucks. If Kristaps Porzingis was healthy, it would be a totally different story as well. That would raise the percentage a little bit, but I still got a little bit of faith in those Celtics.
Yeah, watching the end of that third quarter where Tatum was more than healthy, he was perfectly fine, and I thought something looked off, and it was confirmed when someone went back and watched the tape. The Celtics passed the basketball 0 times on their last 5 possessions of the third quarter.
Yeah.
Just dribbling the ball, and chucking up a 3. That's not sustainable.
It's not.
And you would think that a master tactician, a basketball kind of sicko like Joe Mazzulla, it wouldn't happen under his watch. If it was a motivator, a coach that you're there for the intangibles, that would kind of make sense. You let the ball players play ball, you get them hyped up for their game. But Joe Mazzulla does not seem like that type of cat, and it did happen under his watch.
Yeah.
The fully healthy team.
The Timberwolves are going to finish off the Warriors tomorrow night. The Knicks are not going to finish off the Celtics tomorrow in Boston. I think the Celtics are going to be galvanized by this. Now, again, we're talking about a team that has withered in big moments before. I believe it's going to be – I feel like it's going to be a blowout one way or the other. That's my only guarantee for Celtics-Knicks tomorrow night. It ain't going to be close. It's going to be a blow. Either the Celtics going to blow them out the water or they're going to roll out there flat and let the Knicks steamroll them. It all depends on what kind of heart these guys actually have. Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, Drew Holiday, Peyton Pritchard. You were the 6th man of the year candidate for a reason. How much heart do you have? How much will do you have to play in honor of Jason Tatum? Your finals MVP is still out there. I still think the Celtics can be the better team for 3 straight games, especially since they're going to have 2 of them at home. Series is not over. Timberwolves Warriors, that thing's been over with. The Warriors lost that series when they punted on Game 5 against the Rockets because of the extra mileage that they put on the veterans like Steph Curry, and that's why he comes out in Game 1 and he ends up falling over himself and being out for the playoffs with the hamstring injury. He ain't coming back. That series is going to get in tomorrow night. Celtics, I think they extend it.
Now, I'm going to refer to you here. How much different is this Celtics team than the Celtics team that was down 3-0 to the Miami Heat, came all the way back to force a Game 7?
Well, the biggest difference in those two teams is the presence of Drew Holiday, but Drew is not as he doesn't look as good as he had the past year with the Celtics. Remember that was 2023 we're talking about, the year the Heat went down, or they went up 3-0. Celtics won 3 straight, and the Heat won Game 7 when Tatum went out early, or at least he got hampered early. This Celtics team is not as good as that team, but their ceiling can somewhat match that. Not with Tatum out, though.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think Drew is the X factor here.
And I think the Knicks are a better team right now than the Heat were that year. I'll be honest. That's what I see right now.
No, they weren't. No, they're not.
I don't know. I'm seeing them make the Celtics tap out in this game. Even without a Tatum injury, they were the better team.
The Knicks this year is not better than that 2023 Heat team. Jimmy Butler was out of this world. Better than Jimmy Butler's postseason. I know y'all are all caught in the moment with Jalen Brunson. Butler's peak in his postseason runs with the Heat greater than what Brunson gives you because of what he also was on the defensive end. Even his offensive outputs were stronger than what Brunson has done. Don't get it twisted. So I feel what you're saying. I get it. People are caught up in the hype. Trust me and believe me, I am not sealing the coffin on the Celtics just based off of that injury. I can't do it. Won't do it. Quickly, a Baptist Health Orthopedic Care off-season football report.
What are you reporting on? What's going on? It feels like an NBA show.
I know this is an NBA show. We're going to get more NBA on the other side because I have a huge Anthony Edwards take to get off. But Baptist Health Orthopedic Care offseason football report. Trey Hendrickson will need a new contract if he's going to step onto the field for the Cincinnati Bengals in 2025. ESPN's Ben Baby reports the all-pro defensive end met with reporters today during the offseason workouts, and he spoke at length about his contract dispute with the team. Hendrickson is entering the final year of his current contract, but is seeking a long-term deal. He will not play. He will not suit up following his sack champion season with the Bengals unless the Bengals extend him like they said they would. And again, the fact that they used the 17th overall pick on an edge rusher tells me everything I need to know about that cheap franchise. That's your Baptist Health Orthopedic Care off-season football report. Trey Hendrickson, FAU grad, says, I ain't going to play if y'all don't pay.
It's interesting. The Bengals, in my opinion, might be in a better spot if they chose to not pay Jamar Chase and paid Hendrickson. Just purely.
T. Higgins or Jamar Chase? I say T. Higgins. I think you got to pay Jamar. He's that guy.
Sure.
But you're like one of the receivers you should strip down and not the edge rusher.
Did they pay T. Higgins yet? Isn't he still under the franchise tag?
No, they paid him.
They did pay him?
Yeah.
Man, this offseason works so quickly.
Remember T. Higgins and Jamar Chase did the joint press conference. They got paid together. They have the same agent, so they wouldn't. Yeah. T. Higgins only got paid because of that.
Okay.
Jamar helped him pass the finish line, which congratulations to both of them for using your leverage against that cheap-ass franchise.
Yeah, either or. Like, pay one of the receivers and pay someone on defense because what you lacked last year was defense.
Glaring Anthony Edwards comp to make before I head off to Europe. I want to get that on the other side, so stick around. It's the happy hour on Theoretically Speaking. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 24 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and Men's Lacrosse title. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
So let it rip.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
A lot of people have a lot of comps for Anthony Edwards. And it makes sense. The guy's charismatic. The guy's electric. He is one of the single best watches in the NBA. The Timberwolves are going to make it to the Western Conference Finals. I like their chances to make it past that round as well and into the NBA Finals. And that is where Anthony Edwards will have a great chance to fulfill. Literally, this right here would be groundbreaking for me as a fan because it means the world to me. But he would be able to fulfill this comp I've had for him for the past couple of years that gets slept on year after year. I believe Anthony Edwards is 06 Dwayne Wade right now. Ant-Man is 06 D Wade, and the Minnesota Timberwolves have a amazing opportunity with the way things are shaping up to fulfill that and go on and win a title this year. When you think about what that 06 team looked like for Miami, of course you have the veteran and champion in Shaquille O'Neal, but his role was not that of the early 2000s Lakers Shaq. It was a bit of a downgraded version of Shaq. Wade was the leader, both vocally, but then also with his play on the court of that Heat team. There's also a lot more parallels. The year before, 06, people forget, Heat got bounced in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Pistons first season with Shaq. They come back the next year and they beat those same Pistons en route to that title. Ant-Man got bounced by Luka in the Western Conference Finals. Who did the Timberwolves just beat in the first round here? Lakers with Luka Doncic. Anthony Edwards is en route to being one of the few people that will be selected as future face of the NBA. Depending on how he finishes off this playoff run, I believe Dwayne Wade is the best comp for him. 06 D Wade. D Wade was 24 years old. Ant-Man right now is 23. The way they score it, the way that they defend, the way they impact the game is very, very similar. And let's never forget what happened in the 06 Finals against those Mavericks. Heat went down 2. Third game, Heat are down double digits in the fourth quarter. You get 15 points in the final frame from D Wade. The Heat go on to win 4 straight. He averaged nearly 40 points, 8 boards, a couple of steals, and a block. Ant-Man has the body, the athleticism, the will, and the mentality to do the same thing. I'm calling my shot right now. Ant-Man is on the 06 D Wade trajectory, and this is just the start of something special, man. I'm excited for it. C-Cat. Handle up on Russo and Rizzo, man. Gonna miss you the next couple of weeks as I head out to Europe. It's gonna be fun though, right?
Take a picture, man.
I'll get some pictures.
You by.
I'm probably gonna call in a couple times depending on what happens in the playoffs here. Go in love, go in peace, go enjoy.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by